In the shadowy world of post-war Britain, one man would earn a place in criminal history through a method so horrific it would shock the nation. Meet George Haigh, the acid bath murderer, a man who believed he had discovered the perfect way to get away with murder. Born in 1909 to strict Plymouth Brethren parents, Haigh grew up in a household where the fear of eternal damnation loomed large. But beneath his polished exterior and charming demeanor lay a calculating mind that would later devise one of the most macabre murder methods in criminal history. By the 1940s, Haigh had perfected his gentleman's facade. Dressed in expensive suits and speaking with a refined accent, he moved through London's high society with ease. But behind this sophisticated veneer, he was developing a terrifying theory. He believed that if there was no body, there could be no murder conviction. What better way to dispose of a body than to dissolve it completely? His first victim was William McSwan, a former employer and friend. In 1944, Haigh lured McSwan to a basement where he struck him on the head and disposed of his body in a drum of sulfuric acid. When McSwan's parents came looking for their son, they too met the same fate. But Haigh's appetite for wealth and murder didn't stop there. In 1948, he turned his attention to Dr. Archibald Henderson and his wife Rose. Promising them a property deal, he instead led them to their deaths. Their bodies, like the others, were dissolved in acid baths. His final victim was wealthy widow Olive Durand Deacon. When she went missing in 1949, her friend became suspicious of Haigh's involvement. This would prove to be his undoing. The police investigation uncovered damning evidence in his workshop, including human body fat, gallstones, and part of a denture. Haigh's confidence in his perfect crime theory led him to freely confess, believing he couldn't be convicted without bodies. He boasted to detectives, "I destroyed my victims with acid." You can't prove murder without a body. He was wrong. The forensic evidence, though minimal, was enough. During his trial at Lewes Crown Court, Haigh's attempts to plead insanity failed. He claimed to have drunk his victim's blood, hoping to be declared a vampire, but the jury wasn't convinced. The precision of his crimes and his methodical disposal of evidence showed a rational, calculating mind. On July 28, 1949, George Haigh was hanged at Wandsworth Prison. His case made legal history, proving that a murder conviction was possible without a body and highlighted the advancing capabilities of forensic science. The acid bath murders remain one of Britain's most notorious cases, a chilling reminder that evil often wears a respectable face. Haigh's story continues to fascinate and horrify, demonstrating how a seemingly refined gentleman could harbor such dark desires. So next time you meet someone who seems too perfectly polished, remember George Haigh, the man who thought he had discovered the perfect crime, only to discover that justice has a way of catching up with even the most careful killers.